Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Hi, everybody. It is May 3rd, and we're getting ready to have a rockin' May, an amazing May. And we've just asked a couple of superstars to share what they did in April to just have an awesome month. We have Roxanne Schupp, who did 20,000 plus in sales, and we have Tiffany Foreman, who did 18,000 plus in sales. So we asked them what they did last month to, number one, get the bookings, and then how to engage with the sales, and just did they get a lot of bookings? We're just going to kind of question them, and this is off the cuff, you guys. We just asked them this morning. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this. So Roxanne, take it away, girl.
Awesome. Well, good morning. I'm going to be completely honest and transparent with you guys. When I got the message this morning, I was like, oh my God. And here's why. We all have those days. And I know we have some males in our group, but as a female, the whole hormone thing sometimes just takes over our life. I was having one of those mornings and I was feeling like, right. And then I got that message and I thought, I simply cannot say no to sharing when asked, because quite honestly, that's the only reason I'm where I'm at, is because everybody else has shared so much with me, because this whole virtual world, you guys have heard me say it before, was not my cup of tea, nor was I excited about it when COVID hit us. I was fighting against it tooth and nail. So did I do anything differently in April than I do any other month? I'm going to honestly say no, but what I do is consistent. I am super consistent with what I want my calendar to look like every month. And that has changed over time as well. When I first came into virtual, I was like, oh, okay, I could do a few a week, right? And because I tend to like to beat myself on a regular basis, I was doing the whole, okay, let's do 4 a week. That's great. And now my schedule is I want 6 on my calendar every single week without fail, so that I have room for those ones that are not so super and those ones that may fall off. And then from there, it's just, it's no magic, but it's consistent. And it all starts with the host coaching. Obviously, you guys, that's nothing you haven't heard a million times. But my host coaching starts well before my parties. And when I say that, we're in the beginning of May right now. And I think, honestly, I'm in the spot right now where I'm like, for some of you, you're going to be like, okay, I would love to be there, but I have about 6 more spots on my June calendar that I would have liked to have already had filled. I like going into the beginning of month with the next month already done. Like, I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going beyond that.
So Roxanne, can I interrupt you?
Sure.
What are you doing to get that many bookings on the calendar? Are you doing, just tell us the different.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of going to talk about. It's really, okay. I start, like I said, it starts before my parties even are, before I'm even into that month. And I send out a message to each and every host, keeping them super excited before I drop a host packet. I still send out host packets. I did not through much of COVID because there was so much of the catalog that we were out of. So that's how it starts. And then from there, obviously, it's just consistent messaging. I want to be honest, like I always tell my team, and we've all heard it, I go for no's. Like, I want somebody to just tell me, no, I don't want to have a party, because I can turn them usually into a yes if I can at least get them to say no first. Like, no, thank you, not right now, I'm not interested. Those are the best words I can hear, to be honest. And then I send that consistent message. So here's what I do. I start with those Facebook welcome messages. I'm going to actually just pop them in I have these all in text placement. So I'm going to pop them in the chat as we go through.
Thank you, Roxanne.
You guys can copy them or whatever. Obviously, I've changed this over time. So this is where it starts before my party even starts. That goes out to every single guest in my party, so that they see something and I'm asking them to respond back to me. And then I girlfriend it up, as Nancy Francis would say. But if I don't have time for that, now this is my follow-up. So what you guys will see is I'm touching base with people several times. So this is so I'll send out those welcome messages, and then the next, I don't touch those messages because usually I'm busy, and then I don't respond until the next day. And then I'll go through everybody, and everybody's name gets wrote on my notebook, who responded back to me. So those are my key people I'm going to at the end of the party. So I have the host name wrote at the top. I'm old school pen and paper, you guys. So anybody who responded back to me in any way, shape, or form for that welcome message gets wrote down. And so later I have somebody somewhere to go back to. Are you enjoying the party? Do you have any questions about anything? At the end, if they haven't ordered, this is my message that goes out to them. They didn't order, but they were in my party and I had some kind of relationship with them already. So now I'm asking them for the booking, but I'm sweetening the pot with that brownie pan. Okay, so those are my people in the party. Like I said, that I'm getting a lot more engagement with, and a lot of times they're my prize winners at the end if I haven't gotten a response. I'm wanting them to respond to me in some way. And then the other ones I think that are key is my messages that I send, and everybody probably does this. It's like I said, it's no super magic, but the thank yous, obviously everybody's probably sending out thank yous for orders. But if they haven't responded, they get another message. And usually that's when I'm getting the bookings. It's not from the first message. They were busy. They didn't see it because those go out in text. This goes out in Facebook Messenger. So my thank yous, I send out an early bird. Okay, I got to see if I can remember my text replacement at the moment. That's my early. So I said my parties start on Fridays. So on Friday, this is what goes out to everybody who's already ordered. And I used to do it, because I'm giving early bird orders or gifts to anybody who's ordered. And I just say, thank you for the early bird order. I added a gift. Now it's a whole, I got everybody in the same, so it's the same message that goes out to everybody. If you ordered more than $80, I added an extra gift. And then, like I said, if they don't respond at the end, I think this is Ellington's one more booking message, right? So this one's, as a matter of fact, right before we got on here, this is what was going out because my parties are wrapping up. Hope you've enjoyed the party as we get ready to close. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Your host needs just one more booking to get that gift. Now, Pampered Chef obviously does a wonderful job with the whole 3 bookings. Do I get 3 bookings from every party? Heck no. But I work really closely with my host and I incentivize it with 25 more extra dollars for her. So I have her working throughout the entire party with her guests to get those bookings too. So it's definitely a team effort that goes hand in hand. So if she gets 3, I'm going to give her an extra 25 right away. And then she's going to get that 50 from Pampered Chef. I know that was kind of short and kind of like a lot all at once. And I've probably got other messages that I send out as well, but I just wanted to kind of touch on those ones that I feel make the biggest difference for me. And then I'll send out anybody who's I've had a contact with in that party that I mentioned that I write down. Like I said, I'm starting a conversation with them and saying, if you weren't able to order, that's fine. You could still help your host by hosting a party, that type of thing. And I'll get a lot of bookings that way. I get more bookings from people that don't order or that said no thank you than yeses. So
Wow.
most of them, yeah.
That's awesome. So so what do you, when you're talking about, I'm going to talk time management for a minute, because if you're running 6 parties a week, is that what you're saying? Then what, tell us the first things you do during the day, the second things, how you organize it so it all gets done in a methodical way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a creature of habit. So once I form a good habit of something, and it's just, repetitive, it's easy. That the host coaching thing, obviously, like I said, we know that's, you mean without fail, probably you can get the bookings, but if you're not host coaching. So my day starts off, my very first thing I do every day without fail is host coaching. Everybody gets host coached. And that is typically I'm host coaching ones that I'm actively in a party with, and I'm starting to host coach next week's parties because my host coaching starts 10 days before the party even starts. So we're starting the host coach on Monday or Tuesday. We start inviting on Friday. Her party doesn't start till the following Friday. I truly feel that's probably one of the things that holds my schedules firm and holds my sales and bookings most consistent is that I'm really host coaching that far out, because they have a lot of contact with me throughout that party. They're not doing any more work. It's just a longer relationship, if you so to speak, ahead of time, right? And like I said, that's the first thing, host coaching without fail. And then each day is different, you know. I have it all in my little calendar, right? What do I have to do today without fail? You know, today I have to create all my groups for next week, and so that's all played. And when I could like kind of give you guys that calendar, so to speak, but I didn't really have all that planned out for this morning. So, but it's really.
Do you use the Google Calendar?
Yeah, I just, and you guys, if you've seen the sticky notes on my desk, it's kind of crazy. I'm like, oh gosh, if I don't remember, I said, I'm like, mom had to used to stick a note on my chest, right? If I think of something, if I don't have my phone or something, like it goes on a sticky note and I slap it in front of my face. So at least I remember to put it in the plan, so to speak.
Okay. There are some questions here, Roxanne. I know your time is short this morning. So can you,
Sure.
Cora, I think you did share your words for those that don't order, right?
Yes, it was here, I'll put it in there again.
One right before. Okay.
So this is one right. Yeah, so this is the one, if they didn't order, it just says, thank you, I hope you enjoy, like I had some sort of contact with them. And this can really go out to anybody. Like if you sent out because not everybody responds right away to the Facebook messages. I'll tell you what I found to be most successful as far as sending out them welcome messages. And I actually tested it recently because, you know, everybody's schedule's a little different, but mine's pretty flexible because this is what I do. This is my full-time gig, right? And I know a lot of people, it's not the case. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to send out these welcome messages. And I wrote it down that day, like at noon, and see how many I get back. And then I'm going to do it in the evening when we all know most people are on Facebook. And by far, those evening messages, I haven't tried real early morning yet. That's usually when I'm doing my host coaching. But by far, if I'm doing it in the evening, anytime 7 o'clock or after, I get more people that message. Like I'll get on average, depending on that guest count, 10, 15 responses in one party, which is 15 people I wouldn't have otherwise had contact with. Because that doesn't mean just because they responded to me, they were going to be one of those people that were active in the party. But now I at least have an open door to have a communication with them where I might not have before.
And are you doing block parties? Are you doing them individually? Are you host coaching by block?
I am not. Good question. I am not. I know so many people are running the blocks and they find them successful. And I did it for a hot second. I honestly didn't give it a real long try because I was such the in-home consultant and loved that one-on-one with my hosts and my guests that when I tried the block, I felt for me, A, I wasn't seeing the same success. And again, I didn't give it a really long shot, to be honest. And B, I felt it was just a little more disconnect and impersonal than if I was kept it individually. So because I have the time, I keep it individual. And I think my averages are better that way than just putting them in a block. But I do, like I said, anybody who does them has a huge success. I think that's great because it certainly would save me a whole lot of time for sure.
But are you host coaching them in groups or individually host coaching as well?
Individually, but all my host coaching I have that I was just copying and pasting, but now I'm getting on the boards train. So I'm starting to use that. Teaching me another little trick always is great. So I'm just kind of getting my feet wet in that. And it's really going to be a game changer too. So I'm super excited about that. I see Brenda like shaking her head because I know she's like, she's excited about it too. So yeah, that makes a big difference. I mean, has time to do this for every single message, right? Like, we just don't.
Right.
To be able to easily copy paste or use boards and just shoot out those messages. So I transferred all my host coaching that I was just copying and pasting before into boards. I'm just still kind of tweaking it a little bit.
Sure. Awesome. Okay. Can you share how you're using Linktree in the party?
Yeah.
Just through messages or posts as well?
Okay. So, and I learned this from Jennifer Malik Williams. You know, everybody's been using Linktree forever. Roxanne's a little late sometimes to get on the train of these awesome tech things that everybody else has been using. So I finally created my Linktree and got that set up. So now I'm sending it out to those people that I have the communication with behind message and say, hey, if you want to take a look at the highlights, here it is. Your host link is in there. But I'm also putting it in. So I have two different ones. I have the one that has all everybody's party links, and then the one that says, you know, fill out my door prize, like my business page, like, you know, refine and request me, those kind of things. So I put, now when I'm doing my welcome right post, which I don't do until right before my pre-party day starts. So I have one pre-party day, which is Thursday, but on Wednesday night, I welcome everybody into the group and I put that link tree right in there so that, and I pretty much say, don't have time to stick around and enjoy all these amazing posts, take a check, you know, check out the highlights here. So they at least have that and can take a little look.
Awesome. Okay. And Tara would love to see your calendar. Can you share your coaching script with us? I think you did that, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
All
And
right.
as a matter of fact, you guys, I mean, like I said, I've changed it and tweaked it, and like everybody else does, I'm kind of getting to the point now where I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to do a little bit more tweaking. I've been using Ellington's approach for a while now. I kind of merged what she was doing with some of what I was already doing. But a lot of it is still strongly based off of what Ellington does. Of course, none of us are, you know, we sure do shoot for that. Shoot for that. She's like Wonder Woman.
Yes.
There you go.
Did I miss any questions? I'm sure there were some more questions. I saw them, but I can't find them now.
What are you putting in the highlights link tree?
Let me.
Can you screen share maybe with us?
Yeah.
And then that way,
sure. Give me 1 second. Let me.
Where'd she go?
and then everybody can just take a screenshot of what she includes. You know what I mean? In the sense of the different things and maybe the order, because I think the order is important too.
Okay, give me a second. Let me, hopefully I don't lose you guys trying to find what I'm trying to find here. Okay. Hold on, if my computer's being slow as molasses because I'm on Zoom.
That happens.
Whoops.
I'm just so glad this is working from the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot.
All right, let's see if I can, hold on, go back over here. Got a screen share. Okay, now I got to move you guys out of the way because I had you down at the bottom. All right, I probably should, probably easier if I click on it. I don't know, can you guys see this?
Yep.
All right. And I could probably open it up to actually show you a little better, but so just let me know if I need to change this. So this is what I have in mind. It's just the monthly specials are right at the top. I have the look what's new. I don't know if I click on these, it'll probably open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the video with the new products. It's going to take too long though. Let's go back.
No, I think if we just see the listing
Okay.
of what you've got,
So I have
that'll be good. Because I want to be respectful of your time, Roxanne. I know you said you didn't have a lot.
look what's new. I have stoneware in there. The kitchen must-haves, which is you know, one of the must-have videos from our marketing imagery, and then 25 and under. And then here's everybody's links. So that's what's in there. It's nothing. I mean, there's not a, I mean, because I have so many parties running, I'm trying to be careful not to add a ton because I don't want people to have to scroll to find their host link. But that's what's in mine. And I do have for this one, I have two different ones right now. So I have the pro, I wanted to try it for a little bit, see if it's, and then I have the, the free version too, which is the one I have just my door prize form in and like my business page, friend me on Facebook.
So is that on a different link tree?
Yeah, I just have it in a different, I put it under a different account and then let me see if I can find that one even.
I was going to say, so do you put that right into the party then?
Yes. So that one, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So that one, that one, I put a few times throughout my party. So what I used to do is, I was big on pushing for the whole fill out the door prize because I want their information. I want some sort of contact with them, even if they didn't order or weren't active in the party. So that one's in posts. Let me see if I can find one of my posts a few times in my party. Let me see if I can find a party that's happening right now and show you guys that. Shoot. Sorry, I keep having to move everybody's all the pictures because I move it out of my way and then put it right back in my way. Where's it at? Darn it. Well, I don't want to keep you guys hanging. You can, does anybody have any other questions? I'm going to search this one, when you start to have the next speaker if you want, and then
Okay.
It's being super, super slow. I don't want to keep you guys hanging there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Roxanne, I have one quick question for her.
Sure.
Are you using that? I can't remember who's doing it, but not letting people in. They have to invite 10 people. They have to request to be added before you actually start the party or before they actually open up the party to the host. Are you doing that?
Say that again?
So, oh gosh, I can't remember who it was, but I think it's Tiffany too. It's Tiffany. So she'll be up, but I was just wondering if you were also doing that. So she doesn't add her host or any of the guests until they have at least 10 requests to get into the party.
Oh, yeah, that I am not doing, and I have not heard.
Okay.
I like one of the things that's really, really strongly expressed, like so much that I say, sorry if I sound like a broken record, is them shooting for 40 to 50 guests. The one thing that I was giving my host to do before that was taking a little bit of my time and I took it back, so to speak, because control freak. No, really, because I didn't see them doing it, was sending out the reminders, because so many people don't get that initial notification for the invite. And so because I start them inviting so early, I think this is why my counts get up. If they start inviting on Friday, so we got Friday, Saturday, and then by Sunday evening, Monday morning, I'm going in when I'm drinking a cup of coffee and I'm sending reminders. I get my counts up so much higher that way. But like I said, I'm repetitive in the fact that I say to the host, probably from invite to before we start, probably 3 times they hear me say, okay, this is how many you have in the party. You're doing great, but let's keep going. We want to get 40 to 50. And most of the time, not always, but most of the time they'll have at least 30, and then sometimes it's more in like the 40 range. If I can get that many in the party, then typically I'm having a pretty good party. But that's,
Well, I know with, and I don't do anywhere near what any of you guys are doing, but what I have found is 25% of the people I invite will join the party and 25% of my joiners will actually order. So when I give my host those kind of numbers, then they understand why we're going for so many, because if you invite 100, 25 to 30 are going to say yes. Well, if only 25%, that's 7 to 10 orders.
right.
So I think if you use those numbers, then they get why they need to invite so many.
I think that's a good idea. I actually, it's funny you brought that up because I actually thought about that recently, because I kind of started really looking. I've never been a huge numbers person, believe it or not. But I noticed that, like, you know, the percentage is right where you're saying. It's that 25, 30% max that you're getting in there that you invited and that you're getting to order from.
And it was so wild because I am a numbers nerd, and it was so wild because like that super big one that I did with my nephew, they invited 26, my nieces and nephews invited 2,600 people, 658 said yes, 130 ordered. So it's even with the big numbers, it's the same 25% came through. So whether it's small or large, it is, that's what it's been for me. And or maybe I'm just not doing good enough host coaching, but thank you so much, Roxanne, for jumping in at the last minute. This weekend, I just heard people were struggling with bookings. And so I called Patty this morning and I said, I'm looking at my list here and we got some superstars. And so thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Like I said, you guys, really the biggest thing, I don't do anything. I'll be honest, I'm not even, because I run so many parties, I'm not even as active at times in the physical party as I'd really like to be. So that makes those messages and that stuff that I'm spending time on so much more important. And I really don't stress on the sales. I work on the bookings. With the bookings and my host coaching, the sales come. Right?
Right.
So it's just those messaging, all those messages.
And when you think about it, whether we were doing live shows or virtual or any of them in between, what we have found as a company is that if you have enough, you only need one from each one. So anything in abundance is like you're booking out, like you say, you have 6 more slots in June and you're talking 4 times 36, right? I mean, so 4 times 6. So, I mean, that's 24 parties in a month. Yeah. Well, when you have enough, you really only need one from each one to keep going at that level. Yeah. So that's what we want to have people have a push month, get to a super, double your bookings, and all of a sudden now you've got 2 months. So
one of my superstars, who's a director, Adriana, she's probably on here. She's working a full-time job alongside this, and she's been working it the entire time. And I keep telling her, you get 1 or 2 really solid months where you really want to be, and then it just for instance, last month out of those 24 I scheduled, I had 21 go through, and I got 23 bookings. So I replaced every single one of them plus a couple. Would I have liked it to be more? Yep. But at least my business is continuing to grow.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I am going to have Patty stop the recording so we can then have this as your special booking with Roxanne.